Welcome to the Heart of a Viking. These art lessons are taught by Mrs. Minto from the Cape Henlopen School District in Delaware. I hope you have fun, create imaginative works of art, and make sure you share them with someone because, after all, the visual arts are meant to be seen. Well, hello there, little Scarecrow. Are you ready to help the artists of HLB create some fantastic works of art? I know you are. Well, first graders, before we get into the artwork today, I would love for you to hop on over to a different YouTube page, and I'd like for you to watch a story called The Lonely Scarecrow. It's actually a little bit sad at the beginning, but it turns out to be a happy ending. So I'd like for you to go and do that right now. There is a link to the story in the description right below this video. So go to the description, click on the link for The Lonely Scarecrow, and then come on back here and I'm going to help you get started with our project for today. Alright, so go ahead and get out your piece of drawing paper and your pencil, and we're going to investigate our little scarecrow and determine which shapes build him. So let's start with the head. What shape do you think makes his head? That's right, a circle. So let's draw a circle near the top of our paper to draw Scarecrow's head. Alright, so what shape do you think we should use for his torso? His torso is like his body minus his arms and legs. Yep, I'm thinking a square too. Let's use a square. So now, how about those arms? What shape should we use for the arms? Yep, looks like a triangle to me. Let's put a triangle on each side of Scarecrow's body. Fantastic. Now, did you notice there's another triangle? His hat. All right, put a triangle on the head. And now all we have are two legs left. I know the legs on this scarecrow look a little poofy in the center because of his pants, but let's use rectangles to draw his legs. Okay, so now we're back and we're working on the details. So the details are the little things, like his eyes, his nose, his mouth. So investigate little Scarecrow over there and determine what shapes we need for all of those parts. I'm using ovals for the eyes, a triangle for the nose, a line with little lines crossing it for his mouth. I'm going to erase a little bit of Scarecrow's head that was still inside of the hat. We just don't need that anymore. And then I'm going to use two triangles to make the bow tie. Notice that they're kind of like sitting on their sides. They start at the dot and then they go from there. And then on his hat is a maple leaf, and the maple leaf has like 3 petals to it. So I drew a little maple leaf. Next, I'm going to add the stick. I can see the little stick that's holding him up so that he doesn't fall. So I'm going to draw that little stick there too. How about that little patch on his pants? He must have had a hole there, poor guy. And then I'm going to draw some spiky lines that make it look like the hay that's coming out of his hands, his legs, and his hat. Next are the stripes on his shirt, and I'm just noticing that, whoops, I drew the lines in the wrong direction. I was supposed to draw the lines vertical and horizontal, but I drew them diagonal. Oh well, that's okay. You go ahead and draw the lines how you want. If you want them to look like the real Scarecrow, draw them vertical and horizontal. If you want them to look like mine, you can make them diagonal as well. Just about done now. Some little eyelashes, little eyebrows, and some hair, but really it's the straw, right? But it looks like hair. Okay, so now I don't need my scarecrow anymore because what I'm about to add now is the background. It's the space around Scarecrow. So that first line that I'm drawing is the horizon line. The horizon line separates the sky from the ground. So everything I put above the horizon line is going to be things like houses or clouds or things that can float or fly or sit on the horizon line. Things that I draw below the horizon line are going to be things that grow from the ground or sit on the ground, like stalks of corn or pumpkins. Okay, so you can watch me add the details that I'm adding, but feel free to change yours a little bit. I'm making mine so he looks like he is on a farm and he's out in a farmer's field, but you can definitely change yours how you want it. All right, let's see what I make. All right, super smart artists, did you notice how I made 3 pumpkins? But my 3 pumpkins are 3 different sizes. The one that's right by Scarecrow's foot is the largest, and the one that's way back closer to that barn is a lot smaller. Do you know why? I hope you said it's because I'm trying to show distance in my picture. Artists know that if they want something to look further away, they draw it smaller. And if they want something to look closer, they draw it larger and closer to the bottom edge of the paper. That's why my barn looks so small. It's not like a mini barn. It's actually a big barn. It's just drawn small because it's super far away. All right, maybe you can use that kind of trick in your picture too. Okay, and the last step, if you have a Sharpie marker or a permanent marker, I would love for you to take the time to trace every part of your scarecrow, everything you drew in the background, all the clouds, the birds, the crops, anything that you added, I'd like for you to trace, even the horizon line. All right, so I'm going to take a few minutes here and trace all of mine. And last step for today, and one of my favorite things to do, is to grab an eraser after tracing with Sharpie and erase all of the pencil lines so that it looks a little bit neater and it makes a really good start for coloring, which is going to come next week. All right, so take your eraser and go ahead and erase your pencil marks. Alrighty, Cape Artists, so that is it for today. So put this in a safe spot, come back next week, and I will post the next part of this project. So I'll see you back here next time at the Heart of a Viking.